Gaming alone is great, but gaming with a friend, that's a completely different experience. There's something about tackling a challenge together, pulling off a perfect combo with a teammate, or just laughing uncontrollably at everything going wrong that no solo game can ever replicate. Co-op gaming has produced some of the most memorable moments in gaming history, but not all co-op games are built the same. Some completely changed how we think about playing together, introducing mechanics, ideas, and experiences so fresh that the entire industry stopped and took notes. These are the games that redefined what co-op even means. Today, we're counting down the 20 most revolutionary co-op games that every fan of shared gaming absolutely needs to experience at least once in their life. Grab a friend because this list is best enjoyed together. Let's get into it. When No Man's Sky launched back in 2016, people wanted refunds. Seriously, the backlash was brutal. But here's what nobody expected. Hello Games just kept building, silently. No marketing, no announcements, just update after update, year after year. Fast forward to today, and this is one of the richest co-op space experiences on the planet. You and up to 32 players can build bases on alien worlds, fly through entire galaxies, trade, fight, and explore, all seamlessly together. It's the game it was always promised to be. The fact that a small indie studio turned the internet's biggest joke into a co-op masterpiece, that's the kind of story that makes you believe in games again. Within 24 hours of launch, Palworld broke Steam records. Within a week, it sold over 15 million copies. The internet lost its mind, and not just because of the creature designs. The co-op here is genuinely addictive. You and your friends build bases, automate factories, farm resources, and breed creatures called pals that fight alongside you. The survival loop is tight, the base building is deep, and watching your automated pal-staffed factory run like a little industrial empire while you're off raiding dungeons with friends? Nothing quite like it. Is it controversial? Yes. Is it still getting massive updates right now in 2026? Also yes. Whatever you think of its origins, the co-op experience carved out its own identity and earned its spot on this list. Every time you boot up Remnant 2 with friends, you get something different. The worlds are procedurally generated, different bosses, different dungeons, different secrets. You could play through this game 3 times with 3 different squads and almost never see the same thing twice. What makes it click in co-op is the class system. Archetypes synergize in ways that reward actual strategy. One player drawing aggro while another buffs damage while the third flanks from range. Suddenly, a nightmare boss becomes a satisfying puzzle. The gunplay is snappy, the lore is weird in the best way, and the boss designs are flat out creative. For a studio that wasn't a household name, this was a proper statement. Easily one of 2023's most underrated co-op experiences. When Siege launched, the reviews were decent. Not amazing, decent. But something weird happened. It refused to die. Instead, Ubisoft kept adding operators, kept balancing, kept listening. Now, over a decade later, Siege is still one of the most played tactical shooters on the planet. The co-op here is different from any other shooter. Every wall, every floor, every ceiling can be breached. Communication isn't just helpful, it's the actual mechanic. You drone ahead, call out positions, stalk on doors, and execute. When a 5-man squad pulls off a perfect coordinated push, it feels like a movie. No other game captures that special ops team feeling quite like Siege does, a slow burn that became a genuine phenomenon. Let me paint you a picture. You're on a kitchen level that's split across 2 moving trucks. Your friend is chopping onions on the left truck, you're on the right, plating dishes. The trucks keep drifting apart. Orders are stacking up. Someone burns the soup. Someone else throws a plate off the edge, and everyone is screaming. That is Overcooked 2. This game took couch co-op, a genre everyone said was dying, and proved it was just waiting for the right idea. The chaos is entirely intentional. It's funny, it's frantic, and somehow it requires genuine teamwork to actually succeed. It launched an entire genre of culinary party games and became a staple of at every game night. Small game, massive impact. Elden Ring is the best reviewed game of the modern era. But let's talk about what it does for co-op specifically, because it's fascinating. You can summon friends into your world to fight bosses together, explore dungeons, take on optional areas. But at any moment, a random player can invade your world as an enemy. So you've got this constant tension. Your friend is helping you, but also there's a guy in a funny hat trying to kill both of you. The result is emergent multiplayer storytelling that no game has replicated. Every session produces a story. From Software also launched Shadow of the Erdtree expansion, which became one of the highest rated DLCs ever made. The co-op here isn't perfect, but it's unforgettable. Joseph Fares, the guy who famously said "fuck the Oscars" at the Game Awards, made a game that has exactly 0 single-player content, not a stripped-out single-player mode. 0. You need another person or it simply doesn't launch. And that wasn't a gimmick, it was a statement. A Way Out is a prison break story told entirely through co-op, where the screen is split down the middle at all times. Both characters are always doing something simultaneously. While one player distracts a guard, the other climbs a wall. While one is in a tense cutscene, the other is literally playing a mini-game in the background. It's a movie where you control both protagonists. The ending hit people harder than most story games that year. This was the proof of concept for It Takes Two. Sea of Thieves had a rough launch. The early criticism was valid. There wasn't much to do. But Rare played the long game, and by the time the content caught up, something magical was already happening. The ship systems. On a galleon with 4 players, one person steers, one manages the sails, one bails water, one fires cannons. In a storm with an enemy ship closing in, that division of labor creates genuine chaos and genuine teamwork unlike any other game. No waypoint tells you what to do. The crew figures it out in real time. Pile on top of that the Tall Tale story missions, the Pirate Legend progression, and the Monkey Island crossover. This became the best ongoing co-op adventure game of its generation. Monster Hunter was always a beloved series in Japan. The West mostly slept on it. Then Monster Hunter World launched with seamless online co-op, gorgeous environments, and hunts that could last 30 minutes of pure coordinated combat. Suddenly, the entire world was paying attention. What makes the co-op special is the preparation. Before a hunt, you're crafting gear from previous monster parts, studying weaknesses, choosing your weapon type. Then you and 3 friends each fill a different role. The hammer stuns, the longsword pressures, the bow chips health, the lance holds attention. When a giant dragon finally falls after a brutal 25-minute fight and everyone carves their trophies, that rush of satisfaction is something special. The Iceborne expansion made it even better. Capcom's finest. Let's put this in context. Iron Gate Studio had 5 full-time employees when Valheim launched in early access. 5 people. In the first month, they sold over 5 million copies. The server infrastructure nearly collapsed. The game crocked Steam's all-time concurrent player records. Why? Because the co-op loop is almost perfect. You and your friends wake up as Vikings in a Norse purgatory. You punch trees, build a shelter, craft weapons, and then go fight a giant undead troll together. Then a deer god, then a swamp boss. The progression feels earned every step of the way. Building a longhouse with friends, decorating it, setting up a portal network. It's the kind of co-op sandbox what becomes a whole little world of shared memories. Most co-op games make you cooperate. Divinity Original Sin 2 lets you cooperate, argue, undermine, and outright betray each other, all within the game's systems. In 4-player co-op, every player controls a different character, each with their own origin story, personal quests, and motivations. Your goals can genuinely conflict. One player might free a prisoner that another player was supposed to kill. Someone can steal from a shopkeeper and get the whole party in trouble.
Dialogue votes happen in real time. The combat is deep turn-based strategy that rewards synergy, setting up oil slicks and igniting them, combining magic effects, controlling the battlefield. This was Larian before they were famous. After this, they went and made Baldur's Gate 3. The lineage is clear. There's a ritual in Deep Rock Galactic. A new player joins your lobby, you raise your pickaxe and shout, "Rockin' Stone." They don't know why. They press the button anyway, and immediately they get it. This is the culture of Deep Rock Galactic. Space dwarves, procedurally generated caves, 4 distinct classes that need each other to survive, and a community so welcoming that it became famous for being genuinely kind to new players. Ghost Ship Games built something rare. A live service game that never felt predatory, never felt grindy, always felt like it respected your time. 6+ years of updates, still one of the most actively played co-op shooters today. If you haven't played it, fix that immediately. For Carl. Nobody expected Helldivers 2 to do what it did. Within a month of launch, it became one of the fastest-selling PlayStation games in history, on PC and PlayStation at the same time. The servers melted, Sony panicked, and none of that mattered because the game was just too good to stop playing. You drop onto alien planets with a squad of 4, call in airstrikes, reinforce each other, and fight for managed democracy. What's genius is the Galactic War, a live evolving conflict where every match you play contributes to taking or losing planets on a shared war map. The entire player base fights together. Arrowhead updates the narrative based on what players actually do. It's the most ambitious live co-op world ever built. This one is still going strong.
Baldur's Gate 3 won literally every major Game of the Year award in 2023. Every single one. And most people played it solo, but the ones who played it in co-op, they'll tell you it's a completely different game. Every conversation, every decision, every battle is experienced together. And Larian built the game so your co-op partner can genuinely do their own thing. One player can be in a dialogue while another is pickpocketing someone across the room. Someone can roll to convince the villain to stand down while another is lighting the room on fire. The chaos is the point. Over 170 hours of content, thousands of choices that actually matter, and an ending that still has people talking. This is the highest bar co-op RPGs have ever reached.
It Takes Two won Game of the Year in 2021, but that doesn't capture what it actually is. In this game, every single level, and there are many, introduces a completely new mechanic that exists only in that level. A chapter built around magnets, a chapter built around nails and hammers, a chapter where one player controls time and the other controls space. None of these mechanics appear again. The whole game is a relentless creative sprint that uses co-op not as a feature, but as the entire point. It's a story about a couple on the verge of divorce, told through gameplay. And what hits hardest is that to get through each puzzle, you literally have to work together, to communicate, to rely on each other. You can't finish this game without your partner. That's not a design limitation. That's the message. Nothing else comes close.